Warm welcome for Akwasi.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all my warrior servants. You are warriors, you better be, because there's a war going on and only one side is fighting. The elite, the rich are killing us, literally. Go to the supermarket and I bet you will buy some death. Every day, drink some water and you will get sick. Breathe this air. It won't get you right now, but 20 years from now, it'll get to you.
Facebook or anything?
I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King in 1964 as a sophomore in high school. And I became the quote-unquote lead activist in my little small town of Paris, Kentucky. And the police didn't like it. I was the only student out of my graduating class who was African-American who went to college. And we had a riot in 1968 when Dr. King was assassinated, and they said I was one of the leaders, so they kicked me out of school. And in '69, I was arrested for possession of marijuana with 3 other guys. One guy was a known drug dealer, 2 were high school dropouts. I was trying to get back in college. 3 guys got probation. 1 guy went to prison. I had a court-appointed attorney who told me, no problem, you all have been put on probation, you all gonna be probated, no problem. His brother was my prosecutor. And they colluded with the judge, and they gave me 2 years in prison. Frenchburg Correctional Facility, I was inmate number 1. I've never been less proud of being number 1. But I survived. I started a school there, and I got paroled to the university on June 19th, 1970. I didn't know about Juneteenth then. But I've been involved in the struggle ever since '64. I've worked with numerous organizations. I've been to Libya twice with Mr. Farrakhan. I'm a sociologist by training, and I study this political structure that we are being destroyed by now, and I'm telling you, in the words of Bob Marley, all laws are illegal. All laws are created by men who are paid by the oppressor to keep us in our place. And our place is their servants, their plantation workers. Even these streets are plantations, and they have the best job in the world. It's called extortion. If you pay in taxes, your money is being extorted. We have got to stand up and organize for not just for our rights, not just for Rodney Reed, who I've been working on for as long as he's been in jail almost, and we are going to get him out. He is going to walk out free. I was involved in the case for Clarence Brantley, and we got him out. He served 10 years on death row, and we all knew he was innocent. And I took papers from the core of the Observer to each member of the Court of Criminal Appeals every week until they granted him a new hearing. And when they did, the court was filled with Democratic judges, all except one who was Republican. And the Republican judge was the one who gave him the new hearing. And he was voted out of office the next year. They don't care about us except as taxpayers and consumers. And I'm more concerned about us being warriors who realize that we are being oppressed regardless of our color. The opioid addiction is costing us 100 people a day, every day. These are predominantly European Americans who call themselves white. They are culling the herd. If you're not familiar with Agenda 21, please look it up. Agenda 21 is the plan by the Bilderberg Group, the elitists, to reduce the world's population. There's too many of y'all poor people out here who don't deserve to breathe or eat. And there are 6 billion people on the planet. They want to reduce to no more than 1 billion. So they're already in the process of doing that. That's why we're dying every day from diseases that we didn't have 30 or 40 years ago. I'm here to say we must struggle. We must fight back. They have the tanks, they have the guns, but we have the numbers. and we have right on our side. Right, well, the only reason they can oppress you is if you let them oppress you.
Amen.
I drove around all last year with no driver's license and no insurance on purpose. Break the law if the law is unjust. Don't do anything stupid to get yourself put in jail, but defy authority when authority is oppressing you. And that I do. And I pay the penalty for it on occasion. But I'd rather pay the penalty for standing up against injustice than get paid to lay down for it. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to see all these warriors out here. There are no criminals in this crowd. There are people who may have committed crimes, but there are no criminals in this crowd. Not one. I'm not a criminal, never have been. We need full re-enfranchisement for everybody who's been incarcerated. We need to be, I'm pushing for a law that says everybody who has been out of prison for 5 years who didn't commit a heinous crime like murder or rape should be... Let me finish what I'm saying, sweetheart. Everybody who has not committed a heinous crime should have all their rights restored in 5 years. Everybody who hasn't committed a heinous crime in 5 years, you should be not only be able to vote, you should be able to serve on a jury.
And have a gun.
You have 2 guns.
Amen.
Have 3 guns. We need guns to protect ourselves from the real enemy.
That is a fact.
But you can't do it if your rights... I am not allowed to own a gun because I have a felony. But you best believe I got one. In fact, I got 2 and I'm gonna buy another one because that law was illegal. I've been out of prison 48 years. And I'm still paying for that. And I was a political prisoner. I didn't go to prison. I didn't know what marijuana was. That's God's truth. But they didn't break me. They made me a warrior. And I need to get you to make yourself a warrior and make you believe that the only way we lose is if we don't fight. I thank you for being here, and thank you for your time, and thank you for your listening.
Our next speaker joins us from solitary confinement. His name is Zulu. He is part of the Free Alabama movement. For those of you who are not familiar with Free Alabama movement, they're fucking awesome. Not only did they strike last year, they got guards to go on strike with them. And Zulu was part of how that happened, okay? So he managed to convince the guards that they should walk out too. Real quick, I know Akwasi was talking about some legislative solutions. You might want to check out the Free Alabama Movement's bill. They have a really good decarceration bill that makes a lot of sense. So just go and check that out on the website. Can you hit play? All right.